first thing, and Jackson alluded to this, and I'm going to talk about it in a little bit of detail, is we need to speak to public sector employers, like the councils that Jackson spoke about, like the Scottish Government, like anybody else who's prepared to come with us in this, and say, we are not prepared to implement the parts of this bill which insist that we limit the time of people in terms of representing members and try and prevent us from deducting union dues at source through check-off. Now, there's a very clear democratic argument about this, and I'm just going to run through it just so people are relatively clear about it. What the UK government said was, in order to save taxpayers' money, we are going to prevent the Scottish Government, local authorities, including local authorities in England and in Wales, from doing these things. They didn't say we're going to do it to the private sector. They didn't say we're going to remove check-off for charity deductions or for cycle hire schemes or for pension contributions. They said we're just going to do this for unions, and we're just going to do it in the public sector, and we're just going to do it there to save taxpayers' money. Well, there's a problem with that. It's not their money to save. Because anybody, it doesn't matter whether you vote yes or no, or what your view is on devolution or more powers and the rest of it, everybody understands that once that money is devolved through the Barnett formula to Scotland, it's the Scottish Government and local authorities' money to spend. So there's a fundamental democratic problem here. If they were saying nobody can use check-off, if they were saying we're going to cap everybody's facility time, I could understand that that democratic problem might not exist, but that's not what they're saying. They're saying just public sector employers. And for me, that gives a prima facie democratic reason for the justification for what local authorities have already decided to do, and in my view, a responsibility on the Scottish Government to do the same. Now, we're also hoping that those local authorities and the Scottish Government will do some of the other things that Jackson said. They don't have to use scaffolding. They don't have to report us for supposed breaches of the new trade union law if it passes. They don't have to engage in some of those repressive activities with respect to picketing. We hope they don't do that. But the argument against not implementing those two parts of the bill that I spoke about is a democratic argument as well as an argument about being opposed to the trade union vote. On Tuesday that's going to be debated in the Scottish Parliament. And I've been delighted so far with the support that we've managed to achieve from all political parties across Scotland, obviously with the exception of the Tories, with respect to this bill. But Tuesday is a very big day, because on Tuesday we have the opportunity to unite local government and national government in Scotland, SNP and Labour, trade union and communities, all in a very clear message which says we are not accepting this and we will not comply. And if that happens, not only will that protect our members and our ability to look after our members in the workplace, it will also cause significant problems for this bill as a whole, because the UK government will have to answer what it will do in that circumstances. And local authorities in England might say, hang on a minute, that sounds like a good idea. We can, in Scotland, on Tuesday, present a genuine challenge to this bill, which won't just do the things that I talked about, but may actually sink it. If not sink it, then at least hold it below the waterline. And that's why